Before going to talk about the video, I want to recall an Apple story with personal computers in competition with MBIs. I believe in the 80s, MBI was a better tech company, had more resources and finances compared to Apple. However, MBI's approach to create a personal computer ended up being very chunky in engineering. On the other hand, Apple's approach to create one was to design a simple, user-friendly, small as possible. And as it's now, we know the output of it. And MBI, I believe, doesn't produce any personal computers. So this idea is going to help me to create a very simplistic design for the web app Kanban board called a board. The name is very simple, I know it. But let's do that. At first, I will tell you that it's not going to be any full, complete tutorial about design in general, behavioral design, Figma design. No, it's not going to be, yeah? I'm just gonna show a quick overview, a walkthrough of Figma design, what I've learned so far, and how people just design and do that, I believe. And I just do the easiest, simplest possible. Sometimes I forget something, because I'm not trying to achieve the best masterpiece of design, because design is design. If design hasn't implemented in engineering, it doesn't matter, yeah. Of course it matters, the certain part, but it doesn't have to be as beautiful as it is. It has to be, but not 100% perfect, yeah. Okay, there's atomic design, I believe, to digital products and to a lot of products even, I believe. It starts with the atom, molecule, something, component, organism, yeah. Basically, atom can be a icon, yeah, and molecule can be title with icon, and as you see, yeah, and something component can be like card, yeah, and for example, Instagram's feed, yeah, that can be technically component, and the organism can be 10 of the feeds, Instagram feeds, or a footer complete, or technically, yes, yeah, you can call it footer as well, I mean, or header or hero section, etc. And after that, of course, it comes the whole page. So yeah, that's approach most people do, and it's kind of, I do as well. I mean, it's easy to believe. So that's kind of idea. It's very helpful. In Figma, I believe it works in that way as well. I'm not sure. So let's stick to that, okay? You sign up for Figma account and create a Figma file. So everything starts here. I'm going to be quick walkthrough and overview. I'm going to talk about, as I told you, atomic design, about a bit overview I give it, and about outer layouts in Figma and component, which is very helpful. So yeah, let's start with that. We have to create everything start with a frame, which is encapsulates everything, every design, any elements there, to easy to move around. So yeah, let's do that. Let's create here. You have to press frame, which is F. Please learn the shortcut, it's very helpful. I use all the time. So you have to press the F and to create frame. So we go there, and we're gonna create atom, which, let's say in our case it will be let's say 72, and here will be icon of I went there to plugins. There are plugins tab, and you choose it, just write their icon something. It's gonna pop up a lot of plugins made by community. So I just chose Iconify and just choose whatever you like icon. So this is our first atom. That's our first atom, let's say. And let's create out of it component already. Why? Because when you make component, you can reuse them everywhere you want. So you will understand later, okay? We already made a component by pressing Option, Command, and the K key. Let's make a variant of it. We just create variant of it. Why? Because let's say you want to different icon, but use the same, let's say a component. So that's why we're creating the variant for it. Let's call it type, and this one let's call time. Now we go to the same place to find time icon. Let's use this one. we're gonna put here. Great, we have our time and it's our component. And the same goes to the molecule, which is probably can be called component as well. We're gonna create here text at first. That's 2. Let's call it like, I don't know, title or 1. We're gonna create, I already created auto layout, which is very like systematic to create your design. It's very helpful. A lot of people do that, so you have to do it the same way, I believe. So we already created title. As you see, it gives our bit padding. We can just increase it here as well. So let's increase it by, it doesn't matter right now. Choose whatever you find better and just create color for background to make it visible. Great. And let's create their component. I believe you can, you can go above there as well to find components. Here are components. You just put inside of it our frame. Let's call it molecule. And we have our, it's a bit, nope. So it's better. It's our molecule, which is component. And yeah, we can create out of it as well as you see, we want to create have different type of component of it, variant of it as well. So how we can change it? We just make another component as well by pressing Option, Command, and the K key. And we're gonna, here as a properties, you see, we can add nested instances, which means like nested other components. In that case, we have icons, which we created. And when we want to create a new instance of it, of component, this one is instance of it, which is we can use it icon. This is different. So, but you want to change the name. How you can do it? You can go there, change the name as well there. But there is a better way, which is here. You can just keep their name, and here you can just change the text as well. Ha 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 ha. So basically, that's how it works. The Figma, I don't know, components, how people do that, and I do that, I learned that. I will put some links in the bio so you can learn more from other people who did better tutorial. It wasn't a tutorial, but you can just learn from tutorial better than I did. So yeah, it's like a bit overview, how it works, how it feels. And let's dive into the actual design. To be honest, I just think to make it first a Figma tutorial a bit, but it will be really hard to make one because it's not the main idea, but I would like to share it because Figma tutorial doesn't have to take a lot of time, and you can just catch up by other creators who created on YouTube, and it will be helpful and enough, I would say. And I'm not going to teach you something new. I believe that the first part that I did, it's gonna be like, please give idea, but still it's not enough. You have to check out other videos. Yeah. Anyway, I just want to quick overview about the design, how I did. Before going there, I just always go to Dribble platform. Just let's go to our Notion page where I already find one inspiration that I look up to. Design kind of would be similar. When we're going there, for example, just a second, I hop here. Here, there is a designer, I don't know his name, but he created one and I really liked it, and that's why I just kind of inspired by that. I didn't just made a copy of it, just inspired some moments of it. So yeah, I'm gonna share with you. And basically Dribble, it's a platform that you can just get a lot of ideas to any topic. When you go, for example, I don't know, a booking app, for example, you get 100 suggestions that you like. And some people say Dribble, it's kind of very UI, which is not, it's hard to create it, and most people just do that for inspiration, not actually use cases. Yeah, but there are use cases as well by tag, but some people say that, but I always use Dribble. For me, it's enough. So yeah. Okay, let's move into the actual design that I've created here. Let me show that. As you see right now, it's how the overview is gonna look like, and that's it. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. Overview, and it's a bit different. Yes, you probably can you compare to that design by that person, by that design compared to me, but there are some cases that I'm inspired by and that I really like and want to use it. So that's ended up what I want to see in a product. Of course, there are moments that I'm not 100% sure how I need to make, but it's like not final, but for this kind of tutorial it will be enough. So let's when, for example, you can make a prototype of different frames or pages, whatever called in Figma, you can just see that. For example, when you click on in Figma right now, I can go and I can click this issue, which is in backlog, and you see here, but basically it's also inspired by Notion and other platforms that are similar to that. You don't have here any buttons, just when you just typing, I mean, want to change it, click it, and it's automatically in edit mode, which I like it. So yeah, basically, of course, I didn't create immediately that. During that process, I made also that kind of design system. It's not 100% ready, but it eventually will be ready with the product, with the actual Canva board. When you, for example, go back here, you can see like design system, which contains colors, icon, typography. It happens not a lot. I did create it. For example, I will show you in Figma. You can create library, which is very helpful. What exactly means library? Let me share here. It's like local styles, local color styles, etc. That's called library. You can add a lot of different type of, not a lot of, only like I believe text, color, shadows, some effects, and yeah, that's all I guess. Which is helpful. So as you see, it's a bit messy, but at the end of the product, you have to make it properly to make sure that eventually when you want to make new changes, new features, like to come to the product, then it has to be also like documented here in Figma or other ways. Thank you for watching the video. It was the second part of project planning, and I believe it's very important. It will actually help you to already to implement the whole app development, especially, and we're gonna go to the third part, which is I'm not sure how I'm gonna call it. Maybe front-end part or back-end. Yeah, I believe because I'm not sure that I'm gonna make a back-end part, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not 100% sure about that because, as I told you, it's gonna change eventually during the like thinking, like brainstorming, etc. Because at first we wanted to make it only front end, but right now back end. Maybe I'm gonna make another last part, which is about deployment, which can be done in the backend part as well, in like the last video together. But I would like to separate it, which is a bit different. Yeah, that's all. Even though it will be easy, but still it's different. Yeah, that's all.